Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be showing you how to draw a flower, so we'll be using the skills that we've learned in lessons 1 to 3 and combine them together. So we'll be using the circle, the square and also the cone shapes. Okay, for this lesson you will need a pencil, a ruler, a rubber, piece of paper and a piece of string. Should we get started? Okay. So here we have our flower. Again, I've posted photographs onto the Flickr and also my website for you to use as reference. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by drawing 4 circles. And the reason we're drawing 4 circles is because we've got 4 distinct circles within the flower. We've got the centre circle, we've got this other circle going outside, we've got this circle here, and then obviously the outside of the petals forms another circle. So first of all we're going to draw them as a guide. Again, you can either do it freehand or you can use your piece of string. So I want to do the centre one just freehand. Okay, and then obviously if you want to use your string, again you're popping your string on the centre. So that's the centre of our flower there. I'm going to do a little bit of a large one, so I'll take it to around about, say, there. Okay, and then just neaten that up. You don't have to be too precise at this moment because these are actually just going to be used as guides and we'll probably be drawing over these anyway. Okay, and then I'm going to draw the next circle, which is this set of petals here. So again, just drawing the next circle. Making it slightly bigger. And then obviously the next one we need to draw is obviously the outside of these big petals here. So we're going to go much larger this time. Okay, so I'll probably take it to around about, let's say, there, because I want to try and make sure that I actually get all this onto the paper. A lot of people think that drawing large is harder than drawing smaller, and it's not necessarily the case. The larger you draw, the easier it actually is, to be very honest. So scaling everything up, even though it can be quite scary, is actually the easiest way of doing everything. Okay, so there's our 4 circles that we're going to work from. And as we can see, I'm going to start by working from the inside outwards. And as we can see, we've got like quite a few little circles that make up the inside of this flower. So on our centre circle here, what we're going to do is we're just going to do smaller circles. And literally, we're going to just build them up. Okay, so once we've filled our little circle with our small circles, we're going to be using the shading that we used in the first lesson. It is actually on a smaller scale, but it's exactly the same thing. And we're just going to use a little bit of shading just around the edges, just making these look like they're just curved balls as opposed to just circles drawn flat on a piece of paper. Again, it's just there just to give an impression, so it doesn't matter if it's not very neat. We just want the illusion that these are actually circular rather than a flat circle on a surface. 3D. Okay, so then the next circle we've got here, again, it's kind of made up of like little balls. We've got a few stems in here as well. But what we're going to do, just for ease, is we're going to make these in like an arch shape. So literally, we're going to draw arches all the way around this smaller circle. And when I say arches, also all I'm doing is I'm drawing this shape. Just right around the edges. So then once we've actually completely filled the circle, again it's just a case of shading, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shade this part of my arch. Again, just going round, and it's literally going to be just a couple lines. It's just to show that, again, these aren't flat objects on this piece of paper, that they've got some depth to them. Okay, so then once we've done all our shading in our little sections here, we're going to start on this area here, which is these little smaller petals. And the easiest way to obviously draw these is to take your ruler, and what we're going to do is I'm going to try and find the centre of the circle, and then what I'm literally going to do is I'm going to just draw really faint lines, just moving the ruler very slightly. So we're kind of creating like a bicycle wheel effect, as if it's like spokes on a bicycle wheel. Okay. So when we've drawn all our lines around the circle, what we need to do now is obviously make these look more like petals, because currently at the moment they don't. And one way to do that is, first of all, is just rounding off the edges, like this. Just bringing it down the lines, so just going right round each one, kind of like what we did when we were doing the cone shapes, so we're just rounding off the edges. Okay then, so once you round off all the edges, again we're going to shade. I'm going to shade from this area here outwards. Again on each one. So we're shading dark to light, making sure that the outside of the petals is actually the lighter area and the inside of the petals is actually the darker. Again, we're just going all the way around and doing each one of these.